Make sure you subscribe to JerCrispy.
What's up, y'all? It's your host with the most, and that's the most, JerCrispy. Welcome back to another video. Today, what I got you, Katt Williams is actually wrong. You know the dude was so say goodbye. Last time I think we got to it was about something about Blueface. That Blueface baby, alright. I want to see you bust down. Like, come on. But make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow on social media is gonna pop up on the screen. And let's see what he got for Katt Williams today. What information? How is Katt Williams is actually wrong? I watched a 2-hour video. It was him and that NFL Hall of Fame NFL dude. I forgot his dude's name, but you know, if you seen this video, my bad. I didn't get your name, man, but sorry. So yeah. There you go. That's the clip.
They really hit the nail.
That's the clip right here. It's 2 hours. They was talking about Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiling, and all that.
What's poppin', y'all? They really hit the nail on the head. Shannon Sharpe and Katt Williams.
Shannon Sharpe.
Timing of this interview because, it's been dry. Nothing's been going on the past 10 plus days. And they came out swinging with a home run. This interview is one of the biggest interviews of all time when it comes to entertainment. Bigger than the 6ix9ine interview, and it was a moment too, or hell, several moments from it. Now, I probably want to talk about a couple of topics in this. First, I will say, no, I don't think Katt Williams was on drugs or anything like that. I think he was stone cold sober, other than maybe like the weed he smokes. However, I will say that this is impressive because Katt Williams shrouds a lot of hyperbole with the truth. So when he says, oh, I didn't go this far because XYZ, I 100%, I wouldn't say it's like cap or lying, but that's not the truth. And these other people went this far because they did X, Y, and Z. I think that's half the truth. So we'll start it off rip. Where he's like, yeah, I didn't want to get on my knees for someone and have like my behind taken advantage of. We heard the Terry Crews story. He even shared.
Oh yeah, facts. I ain't lying. Especially for Mr. Terry Crews, I'm sorry. Shout out to him, man. You know, he an amazing actor. He did a lot of roles, but hell no. One of them get my stuff behind taken by another man. Like, I agree with Katt Williams on that stuff. Like, oh no.
Shared that someone like did that to him and he felt traumatized by it. I don't think he said the explicit name of the person, but that happens to somebody huge. That's definitely something that's happening. But I don't think it's like, hey, bend over or you don't get this movie role. Pause. However, you do have the half that is true, which is Kevin Hart said he would never, ever, ever get an address. And then he's suddenly in a dress because he finds it funny. And then the clip that he did it on, it wasn't even that funny. I don't know. I just personally would never find a guy in a dress funny. Like, it doesn't matter how you do it, how it's done. It just viscerally, in my core, I just look at it and I just stare.
Well, unless you that dog Martin. I know that Martin, like, he was playing the roles with the females. No female roles.
But I just look through it. Like, I don't even have any type of emotion. I wouldn't say
if you watch the Martin show.
Something. It's just why is this a thing? It's like if you saw an alien standing right in front of you. Well, maybe you'd have some shock and awe towards the alien, but you're just like staring at it. And that's how I look at it. So no,
I'll probably like if it's an alien. Why is it? I'll be like, oh. Are you really an alien? Or just look at it and just say, hey, and see what it would do.
Any dude in a dress has been funny ever.
However, right.
I do think Kendrick. We're keeping it in there. I do think Kevin Hart got popping because he can work with people. And I'm not going to say he's not funny or funny. I really have never watched a single Kevin Hart special. And I have watched a good amount of Katt Williams. So I can't say Katt Williams is funny.
Katt Williams funny.
I would like to say that because I love Katt Williams' work. But I do think the truth is that
That is Caucasian rice. That baby is not my baby.
Was just hard to work with. And that's something that Kevin Hart said before, because this back and forth has been going on for a long time now. Like, they've had smoke, quote unquote, for a minute. And the thing is, Kevin Hart even addressed it and said, tell the people why you didn't go as far. Like, you had a better start and launch pad than I did. You just didn't capitalize it. You didn't show up on time. You were like being a diva. You wanted everything done your way. You couldn't work well with people. And that's exactly what seems to be the case. I think that's genuinely the honest reason why, for example, like if Michael Jordan was never showing up to practice, he obviously he would get worse too. But there are some talented artists that
Whoa, wait a minute, dog. Wait a minute. You said, what does Katt Williams got to do with Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan is a basketball player. Michael Jordan, he choose to go to practice to get better every day. You see why that man got 6 rings? Everybody debating him on LeBron. It be like that. Man.
too. But there are some talented artists that labels just stop giving them budgets because they're like, hey, this guy just blows through the budget. He's talented, but we can't get ROI on this dude. It's just not worth it. Or some people are really talented and they just can't market them that well. Katt Williams, yeah, he was definitely marketable, especially in comedy. Because I've met a couple of people that you're like, damn, this person is a star. And then you see how they behave and you see what they do behind the scenes. And it's like, oh, I can see why this person will never become a star. There's star power, but it takes a lot more than just like one slice of the pie or like one attribute to carry you to success, even if you're maxed out on that stat. So in the case with Katt Williams, I think he's maxed out on the comedy and being funny stat, but it seems to be the case that not many people would like to work with him or want to be around him. And I genuinely think that they gave him multiple chances, and then after a while they're just like, man, I guess we just got to keep it pushing. And that's what I think about the whole situation. Now, the other stuff that he's saying, some of it is true, like the dresses thing, the feminizing thing, the Hollywood thing. But when he says stuff like, oh, they give this person a standard light-skinned wife that never says anything, come on. I think some people fall for this and take it literal, but it's not meant to be taken literally. He's like poking fun at people. And there's no way they just have like these pre-packaged chicks that are like, oh, hey, you follow everything we say, here's your new wife. It just doesn't work like that. That to expect a conglomerate of people to operate in that,
because everybody got their own self-opinion. They got their own decision with the whatever they're doing in their career. So right.
manner is giving way too much credit to humans. Like, hey, we've already conditioned a ton of women that are going to be wives to these guys, and these guys are also going to like them as a wife and want to stay with them as a wife. If they do what we say, it doesn't operate like that. Now, one thing I will say to quote and to kind of come at the the Joe Budden's manager, I don't know, like Ian. I think he's Joe Budden's manager. Ian Schwartzman, I think that's his name. He was kind of giving some sort of criticism towards the Club Shay Shay, and he was saying something along the lines of, oh, they should have put it behind a paywall and stuff like that. Let me see if I can find the actual... All right, so he said, the Katt and Shannon interview was great. 25 million views in 48 hours. It's done a lot more since then, is even greater. But can you imagine how much bigger of a play it would have been if it was behind a subscription platform that Shannon had set up under his control? I think this is completely wrong because there's marketing and then there's like selling on the back end. This has done making, just rough calculations, guaranteed $1 million. Now, let's say they put the podcast at $5, right? So you pay $5 to go behind a paywall to see this podcast. $1 million divided by 5, that is 200,000 people. Do you think you're going to get 200,000 people to go past the paywall to see the Katt Williams thing? And then what material would you have to use, and how would you have to use that material to drive 200,000 people worth of traffic? And keep in mind, you're going to need a lot more than 200,000 worth of traffic because you're not going to have 100% conversion rate. Like, but what, you're going to have, let's say 10% is super, super, super generous. That means you need to get 2 million people to be in front of the page or paywall where they can buy it. That's just not happening. you're going to have to use a ton of clips, and at that point, you might as well use the whole interview. So the amount of views that this got on Shannon Sharpe's podcast, not to mention the fact that he has a sponsor on it, is monumental. And I'll give a counterexample. The Joe Budden, Umar Johnson interview, or Dr. Umar. That one, they released some clips. It went really viral. I was never able to see it, but I wasn't going to pay for it. I think it's behind a paywall. I'm not paying for it. Now, a moment like that, or a moment like the Shannon Sharpe and Katt Williams.
And I think that reason why Joe Budden spoke on NBA YoungBoy and all the other rappers, bro, because he need these views, bro. Like, he need these views. He don't need his podcast to go down. He need to speak on somebody to get the views. So it's scripted. Like, I feel like that stuff where he be done, like Joe Budden, you be scripting that stuff, and you think that stuff be funny too. One day, one of them rappers is just gonna catch you lacking, and I'd be down. If I start rapping, and he said something about my music, and I'm making a band off of this song, a band off of this album, and I'm like top 10 with this album, and still having money coming through.
Interview that
I ain't gonna
brings
kill
in
you.
so
I'm
many
gonna just
eyes
say
that
something
want
to
to
you.
have a paywall. The paywall is for the people that really mess with you. So you use the exclusive huge episodes, like let's say you get Ye, let's say you get Charlemagne, let's say you get somebody like that. That should be public because that brings in as much people as you can get. And then after that, I would have to say that you bring in the people that are core, and then those people will stick around, and over time they'll eventually go to the back of the paywall. Like for instance, Flagrant, I'm pretty sure they have a paywall, like a monthly paywall. They're not having the crazy exclusive episodes on there. The really big episodes that they have are public. Everyone can see them on YouTube. And then the people that really mess with the cast, they're like, yo, this cast is funny. I want to see more stuff from them. Then they pay for the back end. To hide the most, like what's going to generate you the most eyes, I don't think that's the right move. This kind of deviated a bit, but I just really wanted to make a video talking about that topic because I think it's something that, like, this guy manages Joe Budden's podcast, right? Or is part of the team. So he's someone that is saying something that I wholeheartedly not only disagree with, but I think it's ineffective. And just the numbers is a perfect example of that. Like, it's not going to do this many numbers. This is hindsight is 2020. If it was behind a platform, this wouldn't even do 500K. I don't think. Maybe like one of the more popular things, but people aren't going to go down the funnel. Like, people are surface level. And keep in mind, this is on Snapchat, Facebook, etc. They're monetizing the hell out of it. It's probably done more than 1 million. But circling back to the Katt Williams point, yeah, I think Katt Williams is hilarious. I think he's genuinely a character that doesn't work well with people outside of his rules. So if you can bend and contort yourself into Katt Williams' rulebook and how he operates, then I think those people will do fine. And if you can't, I think he just doesn't want to work with you. Or no, he just doesn't want to work with you. I think those people fall out with him or decide like, hey, I think I'm not good for this environment.
I would like that's one of the person like community wise, like comedy and stuff like that. Like comedian, like that's one of the comedians I really do want like take a picture and like sit down front seat and watch the show and laugh.
And they perhaps go elsewhere. But I think other people that are, I guess, quote, above him that don't need him anymore may have tried to lend him a helping hand multiple times, and they just figure like, man, this isn't even worth it. But the problem is he's right about a lot of what he says. So that's the thing. You can be right, funny, but still not get along with people, I wouldn't say treat people well, because I've never heard anybody say they were treated poorly by him, but just not play by the rules. And the rules doesn't mean compromising your values. And therein lies this little gap, I think, that the audience won't be able to put together unless they've ever seen or been involved with someone who is like Katt Williams in this way. And then also seen the alternative of someone like perhaps a Kevin Hart, who plays ball, who's on time, who's very nice to everyone, and does his job very well. Maybe not as well as the other guy, but overall, the entire unit is happier, and everyone's going to generate more money if they go with him. So it just makes sense at that point. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.
Anyways, that was the Katt Williams, right? Katt Williams is actually wrong. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I was yawning for a little minute. Follow on social media. Did pop up on the screen. And we on the road to 300. I'm tired.